Welcome back to Dartmoor. We're back out again. We went back for a week and a couple of days and we're back out. Not quite sure when the next trip will be. We'll kind of see on that one, but we'll be doing something in September, that is for sure. The plan this time is kind of similar to last time, but a little bit less. Not quite so far walking, not quite so much per day, and not quite so long. So we're going to do about 40 kilometers. Obviously last time we did 30 in one day, but we're not doing that. We're going to do about 40 kilometers over 4 days. And the approximate plan is that last time we kind of went round the outside, but we did cut off this bit over this side and we didn't do the middle bit. So you can kind of guess what the plan is now. We're going to kind of do this side and the middle bit. So there's a very small car park at Score Hill. It's not very big. The weather today isn't going to be particularly brilliant, but not too bad. I think it's a bit poor now. We're supposed to get sunny intervals from about 1 or 2, so maybe we might get a maybe we'll get a sunny period in the next hour or so, and then we've got rain coming in at about 5 o'clock, and then it will rain all night on and off, and then apart from being windy, it's supposed to be dry the next few days, so we'll see. But it is going to be quite blustery, so we'll kind of see how we get on with the wind. Oh. And this is August, the continuation of our summer. That's Hound Tor over on the horizon. That's Button Hill over there. We're going to head down Score Hill to that stone bridge that I was talking about. I think the main plan is we're going to get to that rock over there, which is Castor Rock. I don't know why it's called a rock and not a tor, but so that's where we're going to go first. So we got to go kind of around. We can't go directly to it because there's a walled off, not a walled off salad, a walled off area there. So we're going to go around there, because when we did the walk last time, my original plan was to kind of go right round the outside, but as I mentioned in that video, I think my distances were a little bit off and time, so obviously in the end we had to cut, you know, a very, very small corner. Basically we went straight through here as part of that 30-kilometer day. We just went straight through, but this time we're going to go over there around. We'll go down to the reservoir, this side of the reservoir, through that forest, over there somewhere. So we'll just do that bit that we cut off, and then, like I said, then we'll go through the middle part. So we'll see like Fur Tor. Oh, there's the hat gone again. Bugger, that went a long way. That flew off a long way. That came all the way back here. Bugger. Oh, dear God. Oh, it's the 19th of August, Monday the 19th of August. So like in 1 or 2 days, it's 2 months since the shortest day. Longest day. God, longest day. We've had a few hot days, and that was about it. Oh, what a summer. Anyway, we'll see what the next few days holds. Anyway, I've told you the plan. You notice the last trip I didn't really give the plan away until the next day or so. I wanted to get into the walk before I committed to a really big trip, just in case I ended up, you know, just sleeping in the tent the entire time and waffling away for 5 days rather than actually walking. We kind of committed ourselves now to 10 kilometers a day, so we should be able to do that. I do like the resting in camp trips though, but I really do have to walk as well sometimes. Anyway, we're coming down here, which is, I think, basically what we did last time, except I think we cut across this hill and then we probably joined just down here. Anyway, you've seen this bit down here in the last video, so we'll catch up over there. So this isn't a tor, this is cast or rock. I don't know why it's not called a tor. Does anybody know why this is not a tor? But we will call this as number 1, even though it's not a tor. It's a rock, it's called cast or rock, but it looks like a tor, so we will mark that up as number 1. And then we're going to go over to that one over there, and then we'll go to that one over there, and the reservoir is down over there somewhere. So I think we'll see the reservoir once we're over there. And there's even a bit of rainy hail stuff coming in. But there's a little tor over there, which I'm not quite sure what that one's called actually, but there's a little tor over there which we'll go and see. Then there's one over there, that's Thornworthy. We still can't see the reservoir over there. And then we've got obviously Castor Rock over there, and this one is very imaginatively named Middle Tor. So a tor between that one and a rock over there, they've called Middle Tor. So this rock here, this is French beer rock. So all those YouTubers and campers who like to go out with their beer, they'll like this one, because this one is called French beer rock. So you got a rock here, French beer, you got Castor rock, and then you got Middle Tor in between. I don't, for the life of me, I have no idea why they name them like that. Anyway, we're now going to get down here. I must admit, I do remember from other times, I never know where to cross over this wall, so I haven't been this way for quite a while actually. Probably not as long as Bess, but certainly Lass's earlier days. Probably would have been a while since we've been down here. So we've got to get down through here, cross up to that tor over there, which I think is, well, it's probably it's all private around here, but I think, we're not going to get through there, are we? We might have to. I do remember it being it's a tricky little, I think this is another reason why I don't come over here so much, because it's a bit more got farm over there, and I think we're gonna have to, I don't know how we're gonna get to be honest. I think we're gonna have to go over that way, and oh, that's a bugger. I could have anyway, we've done that, so we'll call that 3, even though they're rocks and not specifically tors. But let's see what happens if we go through here. I think if you go from middle to French beer, I think you're better off going back up. If you have to come down to this one, you know, I think go back to middle and then go around this wall. And if you go around the wall, you might still have to cross it up there to Thornworthy, but you'll avoid all this wet boggy stuff. So I've now got wet feet coming through this area here. So top tip, if you're down here, go up there to get to Thornworthy. Well, I've taken my hat off. It's very windy up here, so this is Thornworthy Tor, and that's the lake down there, Fenworthy or whatever it's called. The wind has blown my brain out, so I think we go down there and try and get to the reservoir down there. We'll see if we can get to it. It's not the easiest to get to, and this wind is crazy ridiculous. Apparently it's some sort of storm or something, some windy hurricane thing coming through, I don't know. Anyway, we'll find sheltered spots, hopefully. Be the plan. We've got the cricket, so it's quite wind resistant, but we won't be camping on tops in this. So let's head down that. Really, we want to kind of get down into that valley, and then we should be able to walk along the reservoir through those trees and then out the other side somehow, given they cut half the trees down. But we'll get down there, we'll get a bit of shelter as well down there, out from this wind. And we've done so far about 5 kilometers, so we're about halfway today. We're heading down, hopefully, for similar to where we pitched last time at the end of that 30-kilometer walk. I'll see if I can find that spot that I pointed out to you and said that looks a nice area, but I don't know whether that will be suitable or not, because it might be a bit exposed, but equally it might be sheltered, I don't know. Let's get through the forest and then we can figure out where to camp once we're out the forest, kind of level-ish with those stone circles at the bottom of Stannon Tor, and then we'll head down from there and see what we see. We'll find something down in that valley. Probably where we camped last time would probably be fairly sheltered as well, I would imagine. Anywhere down there would be okay. And then tomorrow we're going to head up from camp into the middle into the middle of the tor. Yeah, well, sorry, the middle of the moor. So that's Thornworthy tor up there, and then there's a gate here, also a stile there, and another stile here, and then we got to get through those trees, and then that gets us, you know, down to the reservoir. So let's get through here. I think it's a bit overgrown somehow. Yeah, I don't think very many people come through here, because there is a path, but it's kind of like very overgrown, so you kind of picking your way through here. So you can see there is a path of sorts, but it's not. Ooh, it's a bit more obvious there, and then it disappears in this grass again. Guys, must be years since I've been through here. It's been a long time, because I always remember it being a bit of a pain trying to get through here. Yeah, so as you can see, you kind of got to work your way through. I think I'm gonna put the GoPro back away and try and concentrate on getting through here. It's really not that far, but it's still, I think those trees over, this trees here, there's like two just through there. That's probably as far as it, because it's not far. The reservoir is just down there somewhere, but it is, I always remember this being a pig to get through. Oh man, this is that's the lake down there, and I've kind of been following this, but it's, I really just don't think it's a path now. I mean, I don't know where that, I don't know how. I have to admit now, I don't know how I'm gonna get down there. I'll try and see if I can work my way through there. I don't know where the path has gone, if there even ever was one. So anyone around this area, there has to be a better way of getting to this infernal reservoir, because clearly, even though there's those stiles there, nobody uses them. I was coming down and I was starting to think I was going to have to go through those brambles, but the path is just down there. But I don't know whether the path going, I don't know if that's a path going up there, but we've just come through that stuff. I will say, walking through gorse isn't the nicest of things, but it's barely tolerable. It's sharp, but it's not gorse. Sorry, it's gorse. It's not brambles, and it's not stinging nettles and things. Anyway, we're gonna get down to that path. All right, so we're on the path now, so should be straightforward for a bit now until we get out the other side. So it's coming up to 3, it's 2:45. I got to the car park a little bit later than I wanted, because I left home because of family matters a bit later than I wanted. Then I had a couple of family matters to deal with on the phone, which delayed me a bit more than delayed there. There's often water coming down through there, down through there and there. Very sure, could be wrong, because you're going back 18 years, but pretty sure I remember sitting there with Sue having one of those like Wayfarer meal bag, boil in a bag meals, before heading back to, you know, the car, well, you know, where we're parked now. Definitely remember stopping by that water. It's going back a bit. Anyway, We are finally we're finally back on a path. That was quite tough going, but probably good for the, you know, that you can get through it thing. Whatever it's called. Well, now we finally got down to the lake. I kind of remembered as well, now you don't really see the lake, and of course because we joined the lake kind of at the end rather than, you know, at least 100 meters from the end, if that kind of, you get kind of, you know what I mean, then we would have seen a few more meters of the lake. But basically you're just in a woodland coming through a series of gates. Now, if memory serves me correctly, we go through this gate, and I think there's a car park here, and I think, I'll just double check, we could either go straight on the road a bit and then go to the right, or you can go to the right. Oh, there's a bird of prey there. Huh, I wonder what that was. A buzzard or something. So I might just check. I'll just have to have a look. Well, the map's in my pack, so I'll just have a quick look at the phone mapping and just see where we go from here. Okay, well, we've just come through the forest. I didn't really record it because there wasn't really very much to record in there. It's just gravel paths, really. Anyway, we're back out on the moor, so we're going to follow this path. Looks like there's a group of youngsters ahead, so it'll be interesting to see which way they head. Hopefully not in my direction towards where I might want to pitch up, but anyway, we'll not worry about that for the moment. Once we get down here, we'll be on the moors, basically where we were 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks, what, tomorrow, wasn't it? Because obviously I was home last week. I spent most of the week editing, so most of those videos will be going out this week while we're here, and then we're back out again. So we'll see how much video we get this trip. But basically we're going to get down to the moor. That's Tainhead Farm over there, just to give you a rough idea as to where we are in relation to the 30-kilometre walk. So we're going to join that, and then we'll either camp where we did last time, because that should be quite sheltered there, but I will look out that spot that I spotted from high up, but it might be a bit exposed. I'm not sure. We also need to see where these kiddies are heading as well, because the spot where I went last time was quite a big-ish spot. So, but I doubt they'll go there. I would be surprised if they went there. Anyway, we'll get onto the moor. I think what I'll do is we'll get to the stone circle, because really now we're just going to be on the moor. This bit now is exactly the same once we're on the moor. Well, here we are back in the two stone circles. So one stone circle is kind of to one side, and then you go through the second stone circle. So you just go along the edge of the first one, the second one's just over there, or the first one's just over there, whichever you look at it. All right, well, we're not in camp, but we're walking along here. So we're gonna see if we can find somewhere. I think that's the valley up there that I should have been looking for last time, because I can see a small green patch halfway up there. Now I've never been there, but it might be worth an investigation tomorrow, or even later on, or even today if the other spots are too windy. But now I know that that green spot I'm thinking where we were with the Durston is somewhere at the bottom of this valley, not the next valley. So we'll carry on along here a little bit more, and then we'll just start looking down and see what we see. But we clearly need to, whoa, there's something, it must be the kiddies' day out today, because that's some more kiddies over there, look. You can tell the kiddies because they've all got the bright orange, red backpack covers. Alright, well, we're going to have to try and find, I don't know whether they, so there's another group and they were behind us. We caught up with them, the ones that were in the forest, we caught up with them, we passed them. So that's another group down there. All right, so now we know that that's that valley up there. So now I need to figure out, keep a closer eye along here, because there was a path of sorts that went down to the camp. So I think a much closer eye will be needed along here. Plus there was what looked like a flat area. The thing is though, it's so windy today, we're gonna have to, we definitely can't be pitching in this. I found our last spot. I saw that green patch, which is that bit just up there, which I was thinking for something I could use another time. And as I was approaching it, and I saw a path coming down, kind of, I then started recognizing this green area here. And then I remembered a green area just above where I was with the Durston. So the Durston I pitched here. So I'll put the cricket back there. I just let those kids go, and the farmer just popped down, but he ignored me, just walked. He didn't even come over here. So I'll just give everybody 5 minutes to bugger off, and then I'm going to start pitching, because I think that weather's going to come in soon. And I think realistically this is as sheltered as we're going to get. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad here. It's blustery, but it's not too bad. Okay, well, we finally got pitched up. It's one small problem. I'm going to stay here because I was here first, but there's a group of kids just on that little mound that I was talking about, and another group of kids just back there. They'll be gone in the morning. I'm not going to worry about it. Hopefully they won't make too much noise during the night. It must be like Duke of Edinburgh or 10 Tours or some school thing or something. But the weather's supposed to improve. It's really quite breezy. I've put my pacer pole, strapped it around this, because this is that omni pole, It's quite flexible. I must admit I probably should have brought the Rutilacura pole, which is a little bit thicker, and I've seen this has flexed, so I always have some extra cord, so I've just wrapped some cord around it and held that in place, and that should give it enough rigidity. It's only tonight that's really quite rough. I think tomorrow evening is supposed to be not quite as rough. Yeah, so we've got kids, which is a bit annoying, but never mind, I'm not going to worry about it. So we've got some cows up there, they've disappeared, and then we've got a group of kids over some big dome tent, and then another group of kids just up there. Yeah, I must admit, if I'd have known, I'm not packing up now because I've got everything set up, so I'm not packing up. But if they'd have been here first, then I would have just gone down to the other spot, which would have been a bit annoying, but it's only a kilometre further down. I'm surprised they didn't go down there, to be honest, because it would have been, you know, perfectly decent down there. Anyway, as long as they keep quiet. We can't have every single pitch, you know, to ourselves. We want to have most pitches ourselves, but it's not very often this happens. No point worrying about it. I think it's 5:25 nearly, and I think I might as well get into bed, to be honest. Right, well, we're settled into camp. They're pretty quiet, so to be fair, I can't hear a huge amount. Like I said, there's just this one tent up here. They're pretty quiet, actually. To be fair, they're quite quiet, maybe because they're quite close, because they're really not far. So this is the first time I've ever had anyone so close, I have to say. And if I'd have got here after they were pitching here, I wouldn't have stayed here, I would have gone further down. Right, anyway, I can hear the ones that are back that way more. They seem to be more laughy, giggly. I think it's two lots of schoolgirls, I think. Anyway, I'm not going outside, I'm staying in here. I'm going to watch something on... I'm going to watch a film. I'll watch a film of some description. Carry on teaching or something. Anyway, I better put the kettle on as well and have a cup of tea in a minute.